just great music. The 80s, the 90s and now. Classic Hits, 92.5.
And on the phone lines now, a very, very special guest. He's you may have heard of him from a band called Zed, and he's also a former Christchurch boy as well. On the phone lines now, releasing his debut album called The Crowd. It is Nathan King, and it's a very good morning to you, Nathan.
G'day, Gareth. How you doing?
Good, mate, and you?
I'm well. I'm very, very proud to be a Cantabrian too, I must say.
I think you've won all the listeners back, mate. You've won them all back. Hey, going back to you being in the Christchurch boy growing up in Christchurch and stuff, did you ever think that you'd be releasing a debut CD?
Not really, no. And it was never really on the cards growing up. I wasn't like a big, I guess I wasn't into music in a massive way as a youngster. I was really kind of like quite a sporty kind of kid. And it was not until sort of late high school that we formed Band Z and I got into all that. But no, I was going to be a pilot. I wanted to fly in the Air Force or fly people around in planes.
No, so what happened? Did you injure yourself on the sports field and picked up a guitar, or did you just go, that's it, I'm going to play guitar from now on? Or what was there a trigger?
No, you know what? It was a very selfish motive actually. I was sitting in assembly one day and there was award after award going to all these musicians who were doing well in music, and I was like, hey, what about me? I'd won the cross country, I'd done all these things, and no one gave a rip. So I was like, right, that's it. Flag the music. Flag the sport. I'm gonna do music.
Fair enough, indeed. I was always the guy sitting there going, damn, I wish I could sing. I wish I could play guitar. Got cool songs, but I wish I could sing, play guitar. That kind of thing.
Yeah, totally.
Were you comfortable when they said, oh, we need a singer? Did you go, I'll do that, or did you go, oh, yeah, okay, I can try to guess, or what happened there?
I was a little bit nervous actually first time round. I actually got invited to play with another band of sort of senior students, and I was at this point in fifth form, and I was quite nervous about all that. But I'd gone out on a real limb one year and entered the school singing competition, and basically I don't know what happened. I think the judge just liked me or something and gave me first place, and from there things kind of just got quite interesting because all of a sudden everyone wanted me to sing in their bands or to perform with them, and yeah, it was awesome.
Fair enough. I was in the school choir, and that never happened for me though. I was always put in the back with just lip sync if you need to as well. I was like, yeah, okay, fair enough. Well, I went to an all boys school, and the all girls school from the next town. We always joined up to do the choir, so I thought failed on both attempts there. By the way, couldn't sing, couldn't get a girl. Anyway.
Mate.
Something else as well that amazes me is your story. We'll get to your solo career in just a second, but I want to ask us about Zed. What happened? Because all we knew is that you went on a break and that was about it, really. Are you guys still talking, or what's the deal with that? What happened?
Yeah, things went a bit quiet. Mid 2005, we kind of felt like we'd come to the end of the road in a lot of ways. The band had been shipping away in the States for a while, and we'd been basically after recording our second album over there and having to, I don't know, it changed our sound a little bit, and it made things a whole lot more serious. And all of a sudden there was these big figures flying around, and there was lots of record company executives in suits who were trying to tell you what to do, and it got to the point where we were kind of not having so much fun anymore, and it was all kind of too serious. And Zed had always been about having fun, and the reason we started as a high school band was to really get out there and play music and just tear it up and enjoy it. Mm-hmm. And we were all of a sudden realising, heck, we're not enjoying ourselves as much as we used to, and are we doing it for the right reasons? And we're all big believers in playing music because you love it and you enjoy it, and the focus should be on that. And we'd kind of lost that that essence that's really important. So yeah, it gave us a chance once we had a break to kind of figure out what we wanted to do next. And a couple of the boys had quite a strong kind of rock bent to what they do and their preference to sort of their style of music. And so Ben, who was the bass player in Zed, he's formed Atlas, and those guys are doing great. And my flavour is a bit more kind of, I don't know, pop rock and ballads and a bit more kind of lush music. So I went down my track, and my album's probably a little bit wider and broader and richer, I guess.
Now, it's not going to get to a case of the Beatles where you guys aren't going to talk to each other or anything. Are you still talking? Or?
Absolutely. I was at a barbecue around at Ben's last weekend, and it's all good. We still love each other to bits and have a good time when we meet up, but we're just hopeless at keeping in touch just because we're boys, I think.
Totally agree. So there's still on your Christmas card list. That's always a good thing to hear. Back in your Zed days as well, the second album had a couple of covers. There was Starlight and, of course, Don't Worry Baby. Starlight was written by the guy from Weezer, and, of course, Don't Worry Baby by the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
That must have been a bit of pressure on you to try and sing those songs as well as you could, really, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. As far as covering a couple of legendary bands. I mean, obviously the Beach Boys being like top 5 bands of all time in my opinion, just having produced such incredible music over the years. And I was a big fan of those guys since I was a very young kid, which was quite strange. I don't think most 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds aren't into the Beach Boys. They're probably into, I don't know, back then I'm not sure what they would have been into, but it wouldn't have been that. So it was kind of like, I think because my parents had heard it and listened to it and stuff, and I was exposed to it early, I loved all the harmonies, and I loved just the way they wrote songs. Like, they were very, very melodic. And so, yeah, when the opportunity came along and we, got it all cleared that we were able to record it and so on, it was actually stepping up to the mic and thinking, crikey, this is a song Brian Wilson wrote, and it is a beautiful song. Their version is a very lovely kind of ballad, but we stepped it up a notch, and look, made sure I didn't want to butcher it,
Yeah, you stepped it up 1 or 2 or 3, probably 4 notches anyway. It was a very cool cover of it.
Cool.
We're at your solo album now, of course. The Crowd, how long has it been taken to get this into our hands right now?
Well, it has actually been quite a while. I initially did a bunch of recordings straight off the bat, like they kind of wound up, and I had all these songs ready to go, and I was kind of like I was just like impetuous child who was like, oh, let's record something straight away. I'm just keen to keep playing music and keep recording and stuff. So at the end of '05, I went into the studio and recorded what I thought was going to be my debut album at the time. But really, like, sitting back and having a bit of a listen to it, like, after having finished the recording, I started going, oh, hang on a minute. I mean, some of the stuff I really love, and some of it I think I was just wanting to record to get it out of my system, as it were. And the album as a whole didn't quite go, this is Nathan King on disc, and it encapsulated. It's not quite finished yet. So I was quite lucky in that I had a bit of a time out from the recording process and a chance to step back from it, and actually went over to England for a couple of years and lived in London, played music there, really kind of saturated myself with that kind of English sound and that culture of music that just goes way back. All the legendary bands that I love are from London and England and stuff. So it was a great opportunity just to, rethink everything and I guess keep the stuff I wanted, and then strip out the stuff that I thought, no, this is actually, keep it for a B-side or something,
Indeed, exactly. Now, what is it? Because I'm in a studio right now, obviously, the radio station, but I'm guessing it's slightly different to a recording studio. What is that like walking in there? Like, do you get hit by the, oh no, I'm really in the big time now, or is it like a case of, all right, let's get in, do the songs and go, come on? Yeah,
I find it, I've been in there and done lots of bits and pieces over the years, and so I now find it really exciting, like, especially if you're walking into the studio after a bit of a hiatus, you haven't recorded something for quite some time, and I don't know, for starters, I'm a bloke and I love all the gadgets and the gear and stuff, and there's just so many toys to play with in a studio, which is cool. But I think too, like, I just, when I first walk into a studio, I can just sit here and feel the potential, and I'm such a stickler for, like, sonically I love great sounds, and I love, like, rich sounds, and I love when you listen to an album, say, on headphones, and all these little bits and pieces stick out that you wouldn't notice necessarily if you weren't listening carefully, and all those, like, attention to detail stuff is where you can really, get down to the nitty-gritty in the studio, versus playing live, you're kind of just hitting everyone full force with a bigger sound, and you're wanting to just sweep people up in it, but the intimate stuff and the detail gets captured in the studio, and that's why I love being there.
And I totally agree. There's, like, some stuff you can do in the studio, as you said, like put some sounds on the left side and put some sound on the right side and spin them around. So you can't really do that in concert.
Yeah, no, like, concert is just, like, it's all about getting people to hear the songs as effectively as possible, which is slightly different to on record. So, yeah, it's a subtle difference, but it's pretty important.
Indeed. Hey, well, what would be the awesomest gig you've ever done?
I'll probably never forget, and it's because it was the time as well, but in the Millennium switchover in end of 99, 2000, we played a gig in Hagley Park, and we were playing with Dave Dobbin and a couple of other acts, and mate, it was such a special occasion. It was just, obviously very significant because it was 2000, but at that time Zed had just released Glorophilia, and it was getting lots of play over summer, and for us it was the first real experience of things really heating up for us as a band, and I think just that combination of things with 100,000 people in front of us, because it was a big old show. There was a lot of people turned out for it. It just was unbeatable. There was just too many factors that came together to make, you just can't beat it. It was just amazing.
Hey Nathan, we got to the Rapid Fire 5 now for you.
Okay, all right.
Quickly as you can, answer these questions, all right? You ready?
All right.
Here we go. What's your favourite TV show?
24.
What is your favourite food?
Fish and chips.
Favourite ice cream flavour?
Oh, cookies and cream, easy.
What age should people get married?
24.
24? Why not?
When I got married.
Hey, well, I'm getting married at 24 next year, so I'll be 24 next year, so that's all good. That's beautiful. And Nathan King from the solo career, of course, he's got an album out right now, The Crowd. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Mate, if I grow up, I don't know. I want to keep doing music, I just want to keep on this path, and I hope that over, the next 20-odd years or more, I can just produce some real classic Kiwi music,
If you keep up the album, the quality that are on the album, The Crowd, I think you're going to, mate.
Awesome.
That's all good. Hey, Nathan King, thank you very much for your time, mate.
Appreciate it heaps.